Hi, so thank you for coming to this interview with us today. I just tell you a little bit about the sales position. It's a sales position to have to do with clothes. So what kind of position are you looking for for this job?
The position I'm looking for is to best suit my customer service skills and to serve people and be a great salesperson. With clothes, I'm very fashion oriented, so I understand fashion. So I understand what, especially men's clothing. So I know how to dress and I know what they like to dress like. So I believe it would suit my skills a little bit better for your company.
Okay, thank you. That's good for me to know. So I just want to know a little bit more about yourself. What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Joshua Jones. I live in Gig Harbor, Washington. I lived in Gig Harbor for the past 5 years. Moved there from Tacoma.
Do you by chance have a college degree?
Yes, I do. At Eastern Washington University, where I spent 5 years there, in communication studies and minored in African American studies.
That's an interesting degree. So why don't you go ahead and explain a little bit more about your personality, what makes you happy, those kinds of things.
And what makes me happy is helping people. I'm a big people pleaser. So that's why I think customer service is in my skill, and it's also sales, communicating with people. And I enjoy running on the side, considering I ran for college for 5 years, so I enjoy doing that too.
It's a really good fit with customer service, being able to hang around people and being able to help them. That's really good. Okay, so related to customer service, that aspect of the job, what kind of worker are you? Are you a hard worker? Are you a leader? What kind of worker would you explain yourself as?
I'm a hard worker and I'm a leader. I tend to lead a lot more than I tend to sit back and watch, because once I learn something, I tend to just go after it. So I'm really definitely a hard worker. That describes my personality a lot.
Being a hard worker, that's always a good fit for customer service. So I'm kind of curious about what your past work experience is, or where have you worked before?
I worked at not a sales spot, but more of interior place, more of making with my hands instead of sales. And it didn't suit my benefits. It didn't suit who I was. It didn't show my it didn't show what I was good at and what I was the person to be at, because there's so many lazy workers. I was only a hard worker, so it didn't suit me at all.
Oh, okay. So, relating to a retail job and stuff, are you good with math? Do you know how to count back money, that kind of stuff?
Yes, I'm good at math, and I know how to count back money. I worked at a retail spot before at Nordstrom's, so I know how to use the cash register. I know how to use counting back money if the cash registers went out.
So you had mentioned that you worked at Nordstrom. What was like the best experience that you had working there?
The best experience I had working there was normally during the sales time, because there's a lot more people to serve, a lot more people customer serve, which equals more money benefits for the salesperson.
Okay. Let me see here. So relating to the whole money topic and stuff like that, if someone you were working with decided that they were going to steal something from the till, like stole money from the till, like what would you do in that kind of situation?
First I'd report it to the boss, probably call them or text them, and then I'll approach the person saying, you have to put this money back because you're going to get fired no matter what, because I believe it's not good for the business, it's not good for me, it's not good for him, or it's not good for the for the boss at all, because I believe that they should have to have integrity to be working out, especially at the till.
That's a really good plan to be able to solve that conflict that comes up. So if I was to give you the position, what would you hope to like work on as a person, like as yourself? What would you work on as getting a position here at my work?
Probably more work on being a better leader overall, and instead of leading a little group, I would rather lead a big group and be more oriented in and be more job savvy, more like it.
Okay. So just so I make sure, just since from this interview, you seem more of a leader, not a follower. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So if I called Nordstrom's, your old employer, what do you think that they would have to say about you as a person?
I'm a hard worker, a great leader, and a person that would do anything to help the business and make money for the business.
So what do you think your weakest? Sorry, just one moment. So I'm just curious, what's your weakest personality when it comes to sales, or your weakest thing when it comes to sales?
Honestly, weakest point, for sales, I believe being a salesperson, you can't have a weak point. You can't afford to have a weak point. You have to be on your game at all times, so you don't have to have a weak point.
Okay. Good, honest. I really appreciate you being honest with me. That's great. So I'm just curious about your schedule, what it looks like. How many hours would you like to get? When would you like to work? That kind of thing.
I work anytime, starting now. I can work up to 40 hours a week if you need that, or less. It depends how many hours are you willing to give.
Okay, thanks. That was a really good interview. I'm really impressed. I guess we'll just wrap it up. And I'll contact you with my decision later on.
All right.
Okay, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.